Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of SimAirport. We are going along. We are getting these. We've got the new runway, so now we would like to expand into the different direction. But we still, so we would like to get our second terminal up, but or satellite terminal. But we do need a little bit more cash to kind of purchase this spot over here. We could go to a loan, but one thing that I'm going to get to first is while we're still getting some money going on, I do want us to set this up. So I moved the maintenance in here. We've got a little bit of an electrical closet going on, and so I want to put some PA speakers in there. So we can connect up to 10 to that. And what we'll have to do is, I think for each one of the terminals, we're going to go ahead and connect one of those amplifiers. So let's get ourselves some PA speakers. And we'll go with the two-way ones. And we'll kind of just try and place it in a few spots over here. Maybe like a little something like this, so we can get their attention. And then we'll definitely do a few over here and probably like over there, and hopefully that does the trick, and we'll get a couple up here as well. So we'll just kind of do one like so, and we'll do where else, one kind of over here somewhere, and hopefully that does the trick. So let's get those built and we'll connect them up and we'll see how it goes from there. But our money is rolling in a little bit more now, so we should be able to purchase this pretty soon. I just want to make sure once we've got all of these things in place that we actually connect them up. So we need to connect. Okay, so let's go down here. This we can connect to. I believe we need to connect them to stands, right? Hang on. Let's just close that for a minute and let's quickly see the amplifier. What does it say? Public address systems provide announcement, boarding calls, and last-minute information. Helps prevent missed flights, though too many announcements may annoy passengers a bit too. The HD version allows for more speakers and gates and has slightly better sound quality. So is it a matter of actually connecting this? Assign to? You can assign it to ticketing, but you cannot assign it over here. So if I remove this, I go back up and I'll check gates, for instance. This guy, can I assign that guy to? Even this can't be assigned over here. So how do I get that? Do I connect this guy to? It's like PA speakers that it can connect to, right? Well, let's start connecting it to all the PA speakers that we find ourselves over here. Assign and assign. And then we'll assign it over there, there, and there. Right? So assign to that. But do we assign it over here? I wonder if that does anything for us now. I'm almost... Oh, so we can assign this there, and we can assign it to... Oh, to a ticketing zone. Okay, perfect. That's not something we're going to play around with just yet, but that's what we can do. Okay, now we can purchase this. So let's go ahead and purchase that piece as well. And then we can start planning out our next terminal building. So let's, we'll need all of that. So let's keep going so we can continue to make money because we're going to need it. Then we go ahead and we'll dismantle this fence over here. I'm going to go to the planning piece. I can probably clear most of the planning that we've got on this side because that's kind of all been done. So let's clear that out. Over here, on the other hand, let's clear that out over here, and we'll replan these pieces. And now the question is, do we get ourselves something a little bit more central? I mean, we could do a little something like this as our taxiway, though I don't think that's going to be sufficient in terms of spacing. So let's do taxiways like that. So now if we're saying 1, 2, but actually we won't be able to, so that piece is not going to work. So let's trim that back like so. Okay, so if we say 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, we actually have a little bit more room there, so we could actually do it a little like this and trim back there a little bit potentially. So let's let's redo that. Let's start off over here. So that's a stand. Hang on, let's quickly see, can we do super big stands though? If we go to objects, we can do the X. So how big is that? That is 9. So potentially we can run a few of them up here, the real big boys. But that's a long distance to cover though. But we can do that. That's probably an option. Let's go for the big guys. Let's go for the big guys. So let's replan this thing completely. We're still making money, so that's okay. So let's plan this thing a little bit better this time around. So I don't want planes to be coming in and out of this piece of runway over here. So what we do want to do is get them off of that. So let's say we take the absolute max of this thing. So that's the absolute max that we can squeeze it to, right? So let's say that is what we're planning on doing. Then what we do is we say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So these are the big boys that we're going to deal with. So if I go to objects and we'll try and do that, we can actually squeeze it in like that. So we can do a number of the big guys over there. Okay. Then the question in my mind is, do we try and squeeze in some of the medium guys over here and have some remote stands over on that side? Well, actually, I don't think we should do more remote stands. So we'll maybe do a little something like this for some of the smaller stands. So let's say if we say a large, that should be fine. Doing that should be absolutely fine, and we could actually do 2 of them on there. So this is going to be a massive terminal spot right over here. So let's do that. So let's get our planning tool out again, and we'll say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. I think that's okay. Now that area is going to be terminal 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So we'll do, well, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. No, we're not going to do that. So we'll do this and that. This will all be terminal building, though actually I don't think this will work. So if we say, we'll just clear off that and we'll try it again. So this is going to have to do the trick. We could do one over here that's kind of set in a little bit. So we could do one over there, and then what we could do is we could do we could do a little something like that. So we could almost do 3 of them, and then of course we'll have to run this probably. Well, we don't have to do that. We can do it over here. We can do the big boys, but we can do that over there. So let's clear that off one more time, and we'll quickly redo this. Okay, so let's say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So we'll kind of connect this up like this. So the terminal building is gonna do that. So there we go. That's our new terminal building that we're gonna start constructing on. That is gonna be quite a challenge. Let's quickly see if our speaker system is doing any kind of good work over here. It could do some good work. It could actually do some good work. I think everybody is going to be on time. Well, it's still early days. let's start construction work over here. I think if we look at what a foundation is going to cost us for this stretch, it is going to cost us, yeah, only 2,700. No, so it's 2.7 million to do that. So, I mean, it's really pricey to get these things built. Really, really pricey. So let's start by constructing our taxiway, which is also pretty pricey. We'll start off by linking those together. We will look into building 1 or 2 of these big guns. Yeah, I think it's fine as is over there. We could build some, yeah, I think that's okay. We're gonna need to connect these with some proper underground stuff. Ooh, let's pause it. The fuel is pretty good at the moment, so let's go ahead and buy absolutely everything. Buy it now. Thank you. That should give us some decent cash. So here comes the fuel. It's delivering it over there, so that's pretty good. So now this thing should be full, right? It is full at the moment. The truck is coming to pick some stuff up over here. And that's okay for now. We will want to do the fuel points. There it goes. Let's see. We should be making pretty decent bucks even if it does this. I'm pretty keen to see our situation at the end of the day. I think our speaker system is actually working, which would be awesome. Which would be really awesome. So they're already going ahead building all of that. Our funding, our money looks pretty decent. And even again, with the prices the way they are, the airline interest is not doing anything funny. We still need to get to fancy stuff like assigning stands to airlines and building lounges and all those kind of things. We could potentially start looking into that. But this new terminal building will offer us a place for those kind of things. So this is on a kind of the first step. We didn't have any money. This is the generic terminal. The budget ended up being the budget terminal in most cases. And this is going to be the fancy new terminal where we will see a lot of the new kind of the new flights and things. Let's switch off the planning stuff to see how this goes, but we will use the planning to actually build what we need to build over here. Things are going slow. Okay, it's the end of the day. Let's quickly have a look and see where we ended up with. Did we get the perfect ops bonus? We did not. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. If we go to yesterday, what did we make? We made a fair bit of money. We're making good money out of terminal fees. We spent a bit on materials. We're paying a little bit on tax, which is a little bit new to me that that's so much all of a sudden. But anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Fuel, we've purchased fuel. And we only did a little bit of refueling services. There's a few delivery charge and then we've purchased the fuel. So we'll see how that goes in general. I wanted to have a look at our perfect ops bonus for yesterday and see where it went wrong. See, how come you have something that arrives early and then has 14 passengers and ends up departing 17 minutes late? This kind of stuff is really frustrating to me. Oh, there was a few others as well. Okay, so it wasn't just like that at the end of the day. But I was hoping we can kind of figure things out, but it doesn't seem to want to go our way. This is one of the things with this game. Regardless of what you do, you can't actually seem to get people through. I'm going to go ahead and up our prices yet again. Not going to mind too much about what it's going to cost us. And we'll up that like 2,000. And I think that should get us a pretty decent income so that we can continue to construct this airport. So for the day, it should work pretty well. But yeah, I wonder why the construction over here is taking such a long time. Oh, it's because the maintenance of the runway is underway. I think that's one of the big issues we're dealing with over here. One of the things I can do over here with this additional stand is we can actually slot in an extra one somewhere over here. We can kind of move 2 of them over here and then 2 of them over there or something like that. Just what we could do, but I'm not too sure. Okay, now all of this construction is underway again. So we'll see how this goes. Again, airline interest isn't kind of moving at all, even though we have upped our prices to the absolute maximum for terminal fees. So I'm pretty cool on how much money we're going to make with all of this. We should get rid of some of these small flights because really they don't bring us a lot. They almost do equal amount of money in terms of the the runway fees and the terminal fees. Okay, one thing that I wanted to do over here, it gets pretty busy. So what I think is if we look at advertising, really? What was it called? Can't remember what it was called. Advertising, wasn't it? Sign. Was it called some kind of a board? Advertising board. Retail. Can't remember what it was called. There was definitely something. If we go to objects, let's quickly scroll through it to see if I can find what I was looking for. You're probably shouting at me in the comments, but the digital ad display. See, how on earth am I going to sort that out? There's so many standing over here to try and get down there, and we'll leave this as is for now. So we'll slot a few in over there and see if we can make some money with that. At the same time, I'm tempted to do that. So we'll get some displays over there. We'll get a display over here, and I don't think that's going to work, so we'll get a display right over there. So if we build those displays, hopefully we can get a little bit of advertising revenue to come in. Okay, so that piece has been built. Now let's switch on the planning and let's start construction on our terminal building. I'm going to try and stretch it to kind of in 2 slots, right? So we'll build one like that. So go ahead and start construction over there. While everything's underway, how much fuel do we have available at the moment? 20 liters. So we run through our fuel so quickly. Let's have a quick look. If we say, what are we doing with fuel? So fuel has given us additional income, but not a lot really. So we need to really up our game if we're gonna get fuel to work better. We need to get bigger storage tanks, purchase a lot more fuel, all these kind of things, and be able to run a lot more fuel. So maybe what I should do is actually add a few more of these fuel. Okay, let's have a quick look. If we add another large fuel tank, that's pretty pricey, but that is big. That is big. 470 versus this guy. Yeah, that's pretty pricey. So maybe we don't have the funds to do it, but what we could do is we could slot in another one of these guys. Well, let's do a few more of them. We don't have too much going on at the moment in terms of flights coming in and the likes. So maybe we can see what we get out of that. And maybe what we should do is we should just up that to high. Okay, and then what is this saying? 1 more delivery zones are full. My goodness, guys. Should I expand our delivery zone over here? Okay, now there's a little bit more room. Well, we can expand it a fair bit like that. So let's see how that goes. Oops. Now I've kind of gone ahead and paused it. Okay, now it's fine. Underway, making money. Construction here is not really happening, even though we're going full speed. We could probably hire a few more workers. So let's go ahead and get double our number of workers and see if that helps us out a little bit. We are kind of constructing away at pace at the moment, just to get it to a place that it works. We don't have any real queues in terms of ticketing. We don't have any real queues in terms of our security operation. All of this is working pretty well. The only thing we're not getting done is getting everybody through quick enough. So these signboards should be making us a fair amount of money because they see tons of passengers. I'm hoping that gets a lot of cash in the end. at the end of this day, I want to see what we made from that. We'll pause it just before we get to midnight, just to have a quick look at how many passengers went by each of these signs to see which is the best. And that's fine. Let's go and have a look at each one of these. So this one is, that's not what I'm after. 7,113 passengers, 3,600, so that's about half. If we go downstairs, this one has 1,400 and 1,600. That's crazy. 700 and 1,000. So really, I don't quite understand. They should all practically have the same stuff, but I would like to see how much we made from all of this. Okay, now at the end of the day, what is that saying? Come on. 700 yesterday, 300. Okay, so it's basically $10 per... No, $1. No, 10 cents. $1 would be 7,000. So yeah, it's 10 cents per passengers that passes by. So let's quickly have a look at, did we get perfect ops? No, of course we did not. Now let's quickly have a look at yesterday's cash flow so we can see what's going on over here. We made a ton on terminal fees. We lost a lot because we didn't pay much in terms of taxes. We got some advertising fees, some fuel revenue, some runway fees, some retail, and that's kind of about it. If we unpack the retail, what did we do with that? ATMs, vending machines, the retail income. The retail income is fairly low compared to some of the other things. The vending machines are doing almost a better job than the retail stores themselves. Inventory and displays. Interesting. Okay, continue. But we've got a decent amount of money, but that construction will take us a fair bit of time to get done. A fair bit of time. I'm still amazed at how we're struggling to get people to be at their gates on time. Is there any kind of settings or anything we can do in terms of getting people, in terms of boarding, those kind of things? We don't want this at the moment. Airport value is pretty high. Look at that valuation. So if you sell the airport and start a new one, I wonder how much you can do with like 8 million. Cash flow graph, that's the big ticket item, profit and loss we've had a look at. The credit report is pretty good. And then bank loans, we've got nothing going on at the moment. Under settings, right? Is there anything up airport? No. This is not settings. That is settings. Let's get out of here. So commercial pricing we've looked at. Transport and deliveries, I think it's okay. Runways temporarily inactive for maintenance, should be done soon. Fuel services, we're not going to buy fuel at that price. Maintenance, I think maintenance is fine. Transport capacity, I think we're okay. Actually, our peak transit demand is I don't know, it just kind of spikes through capacity in a few locations, and then we've got weather. So not too sure how we end up getting. The only other thing I can think of is to expand this time we allocate over here. That's really the only other thing that I can think of for us to do, is expand it. Can we get another large plane that's not a 767? Does not seem that we can actually squeeze one of those unless we move things along a little. So let's move things over here, say something like that, and what we'll do is we'll grab an extra one of these guys, we'll accept that guy, and we'll kind of just slot it in there, right, like so. So that's doing its trick for us. Anything over here that's not a 767? I'm worried that we can't. I mean, this terminal is just a little bit too small to be able to manage those big guys. The operation is actually quite smooth, apart from the fact that we're struggling to get a few planes out exactly on time. I don't quite get why we have some of these issues. It just doesn't seem quite right to me that we are having to deal with some of these things. Oh, what I needed to do was actually connect some of these up. So let's get our fuel lines, fuel pipes, and we'll just go ahead and link these up so we can at least store a little bit more fuel once the price goes goes down. We've got the cash now. We can actually try and extend this, but since they're constructing, you know, taking their time, sweet time to construct this, it's probably not worth our money just yet. We could save it and use it on something else as we need to. We are making decent income though. I'm happy about that. But potentially what we do is we up our numbers again. Let's go up to 60. We'll double them again. Let's do that and see what we get going over there. Probably a few more janitors also. Let's have a look at how bad it is in here. And it's not too bad. The janitors are actually kind of sorting things properly. The passengers are happy, yeah, quite happy, and so on. And the airlines, of course, as well. Got tons more workers now. Why is this not being built? Can I please try and prioritize this a little bit more? So I do want to buy some more fuel once we get going. Can we track the fuel prices in any way? I mean, obviously we've got this where we can track the market, but I want us to try and understand what the typical prices are. We're nowhere near providing the requested liters of fuel, but it's at the moment buying it now will be crazy. Alternatively, we just track the market. Do we do that? Do we just try and track the market instead? So these guys are finishing up the last bits and pieces over here, and then we'll continue our construction over there. We should then kind of have enough to finish off the terminal building, the first level at least. I'm happy that we're making sufficient money to kind of sort it out pretty quickly. There's the terminal, so let's go and switch on the planning piece. We might not be able to actually get to the end of it. We'll grab the foundation and we will... Oh man, excellent. There we go. Go for it, guys. Spent all of that money so we don't pay a lot of income tax on that. Running through there. Out and about, the workers. Is that going to drop anytime soon? I have no idea what the best way of doing this is. Current reserves 20 liters at 108. If we track the market, right, does it tell us anything about it? I just have no idea. Yeah, I just have no idea how we're supposed to really make money from fuel. Apart from setting a fixed price and then... So let's see, we can't even supply all of that, but actually now we've got about 180, well, it's 90, so it's 90, 180, so now we've got a little bit more. So we've got like 360,000 liters. So if we go up to say that much, there we go. So we can, okay, and this is dropping now. So what I'm keen on doing is having just let's bear in mind. Keep going, keep going. Is it going to go down? Is it going to start going up? It does look like it's going to start going up. So let's pause it for a second. Let's purchase all of the fuel we can get. Oh, we've got insufficient funds. I wanted to stop that, guys. Insufficient funds. So we can't actually buy this much fuel. How much can we buy? Up to about that much. So let's buy fuel at that price, and we've set our value pretty high. So now we should hopefully start making a little bit of money from it. Guys, I will let this construction run finish off. and then we'll see how we go from there. We'll start filling out the next terminal building. What do you think about this this series? Do you like the satellite terminals? Do you want us to continue the series? Is there something specific you would like us to look at? I'm definitely going to still finish this one terminal building and probably revamp this one a little bit. Maybe rejig it to make better use of this area we've got available to us over here. Maybe realign this, rejig it a little bit more central over there. Something like that. I could do a little bit of that. Once we've got that up and running and we're making money on this side, we can start by revamping this. Typically how airport's going to work. But yeah, I will see you in the next one where we'll continue the expansion over here. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed it. Share the video with your friends who will also enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.